Well, it certainly was another entertaining affair between the Edmonton Oilers and the Colorado Avalanche. Unfortunately for Edmonton, Jack, their fourth consecutive loss, 3 straight that have come in the extra time variety.
Rantanen in the high slot. Rantanen with Rantanen shoots and scores! The Avalanche win it in overtime!
Well, it was entertaining. I mean, 83 shots, 11 goals combined. Edmonton for the second straight game playing a man short. Colorado playing the second of a back-to-back. In short, you're talking about 2 elite hockey clubs, 2 teams that represented the Western Conference as finalists a year ago, going toe-to-toe once again. But I thought it was interesting. Jay Woodcroft did not want to dress this game up as, hey, we got a point on the road against the defending Stanley Cup champions. He knows his club has to defend better. You mentioned the 4 straight defeats. In the last 3 of those, Edmonton has scored 13 goals. Yeah. And I'm sure Woodcroft is thinking that should be 3-0. Instead of 6 points, they've had to settle for 3.
Jack, is that the biggest element that you're seeing that's missing from this team? I mean, they went into the NHL All-Star break 7-0-1, arguably playing the best hockey of their season. Now 2-1-4 in their previous 7.
Well, I think it comes down to defending. And again, Jay Woodcroft, at various points this season, he has, when we've suspected it, he might, criticize the team. He instead has chosen to focus on the positives. Yeah. In this particular aspect, I think it clues us in. When he mentions that they've got to defend better, then they've got to defend better. And that'll be the focus, I think, this week heading into, 3 games against Eastern Conference opposition. And then it's a real gamut. Toronto twice, Winnipeg twice. You've got some tough Boston twice. Yep. I mean, those teams will punish you if you don't defend the way you're capable of. So I think that'll be a focus this week for the Edmonton Oilers. The positive is this club has 1 loss in regulation in 6 weeks. Yeah. So yes, there have been some blown leads. You certainly don't want to see 3-0 leads disappear in a row, but they've gotten points out of them, and I think they'll be better served moving forward. Sometimes you need to learn these lessons the hard way and not just win games 6-4 by virtue of your offensive prowess.
All right, final question. The Oilers having to go 11-6 for the second straight hockey game. How much do you feel like fatigue maybe played a factor against the defending Stanley Cup champs?
I thought both teams were gassed by the end of the game. I mean, you saw a lot of leaning over. There were a couple of icings, a couple of, plays in overtime between these 2 teams, the elite level talent, where I think if they were at full strength, again, Colorado's second of a back-to-back, Edmonton a man short. But again, I thought it's instructive that Jay Woodcroft would hear none of it. He felt like that is an excuse, not a reason. So moving forward, I think you'll see Edmonton increase its focus on defending. And, they're facing off against a Philadelphia club on Tuesday at home. And many people say, well, the Flyers are hopelessly out of playoff contention. Well, Philadelphia stifled Edmonton and eked out a 2-1 shootout verdict a week and a half ago. There are no gimmies on the schedule. The final 20 games of the year, Tony, are the hardest 20 you play in an NHL regular season schedule. If Edmonton wants to get as high a seeding as possible so that they're ready to go in game 83, they're going to have to shift focus and worry about keeping pucks out of the net because they're certainly scoring enough to win.
Hey, you talked about elite level talent. We're always gracious when we ever get some elite level talent joining us on the post game analysis. Thanks for your time, Jack.
You're not talking
I'm not
to
looking
me,
past you, buddy. I'm not
talking to me, are you?
Well, the Oilers look to get back in the win column on Tuesday when they return on home ice, as Jack mentioned, as they host the Philadelphia Flyers.